Hi, and welcome to An Actor's Library. I am Carlise Burke, and I am here with the long-awaited book review of The Black, the White, and the Gray. I came to know about this book during the pandemic when I joined a book club. We were all looking for ways to maintain our sanity and stay connected while in lockdown. So I found these ladies, I believe probably on Instagram, had a book club, they still have it, called ReadSoulLit. And I joined and started participating, reading the monthly selection, and having a discussion once a month on Zoom with these amazing ladies. Let me just say this. They can read. You hear me? They must read about, 100 books a week. They are so well versed in literature, fiction, nonfiction. These ladies are deep. And I enjoyed being right in the middle of it. Sometimes I would surprise myself with the input that I would have in their discussions because I'll be honest with you, some of the reading was a little bit over my head. But I enjoyed the connection. And one of the ladies in the book club, her name is Alicia or Alicia. I'm not sure how she pronounces it, but on Instagram, she is Pretty Brown-Eyed Reader. And I saw this book, which was not one of the selections of the book club, on her page, and it caught my attention. First of all, because it had to do with a restaurant, and she mentioned that there were recipes in the book. After every chapter, there is a recipe. Now, talk about favorite things. This is Christmas time when I'm doing this, and everyone knows the song, a few of my favorite things. Reading, travel, books, reading, obviously, and recipes, food, my favorite things. So I had to check this out. The book is written by Mashama Bailey and John, how do I say his last name? Morisano. I was equally attracted because Mashama Bailey, there she is a Queens girl. I think we grew up in the same general vicinity in Queens. John grew up in Staten Island, and he is a businessman, and he bought an old Greyhound bus station in Savannah, Georgia, and turned it into a restaurant called The Gray. That's why it's called The Gray. Black would be Mashama, white would be John, and The Gray is the restaurant that they collectively, I'm not sure if they both own it, but Mashama is the head chef there. So the book is like a memoir. It's a diary almost. It definitely is cultural because of the South. The connection in Savannah, but here's a Black woman and a white man that you would probably not think would go into business together, but did. Created this restaurant. It was gutted. There was nothing in it at all. And through the trials and tribulations and triumphs of their relationship, they are now very, very, very good friends. So as the pandemic led up, and I started getting more scripts and lines to memorize for my work as an actress, I wasn't able to keep up with the book club selections, but I did take a trip to Savannah and Atlanta to visit family, and Alicia is from Georgia as well. So I thought it would be great if we met at the Gray and shared a bite to eat. And we did, and we had the best time. The food was really, really good. The menu was interesting because it had 4 columns, and each column represented a different way that food was prepared. So you can choose all of the same column, or you could choose from different columns, one from column A, one from column B, but there was an appetizer, an entree, and dessert, and a little extra treat at the end. So we had a great time. We got to meet each other and Kiki fall out about different books and stuff. And she showed me the riverfront there in Savannah. So when I went back a year later, that's how long it's been that I've been trying to do this book review. I knew where the riverfront was and I knew my way around Savannah a little bit. And I really highly recommend this book. It's a good read. It's really an interesting story. If you like travel, if you like culture, if you like blending of cultures, if you like business, it's all here. It's all in here. And I actually think I tried one of the recipes. I think it might have been chicken schnitzel. I don't think it came out so good. So I need to try it again. Their recipes are very intricate for me, as far as I'm concerned. But there is a recipe in here for John, because I believe he's Italian. His family recipe of Sunday gravy, which I've always wanted to know how to make. I'm from New York, and I remember my Italian friends used to make this tomato sauce with the meat inside that would be on the stove for the whole day, and the meat was so tender, and they would use it for anything, for pasta or in lasagna. And I never really knew how to make it, and I could never find the recipe. Well, I found it in here. But John's recipe can feed all of Savannah. Do I really want to go out and buy a 30-quart pot to cook this recipe? So it's been on hold all this time. But I found it in someone else's cookbook, and I'm probably going to do a combination of both and scale it down to a more doable portion for me. Freeze it, share it with friends, I don't know. But I really enjoyed this book, but more importantly, all that the book represents and the fact that I was able to connect with another human being about this book and meet in another place where we didn't live and enjoy a nosh and have a really, really good time. So this is a shout out to ReadSoulLit. Ladies, you are rock stars in the literary field. I bow down to you, sisters. I bow down to you. And for the rest of you watching, I say pick up Black, White, and the Gray. It's a really good read, and it tastes good too.